You are logging into MyTEAM today. This is what matters. Happy Sunday, y'all. We have the final day of King of the Court, plus, of course, the triple threat park win streak and new challenges. Let's dive right into it. We got all the answers here. Starting off, get your dailies done. It's play offline today. Oh, sorry, it's actually play multiplayer. Pardon me. Will go hand in hand with the park, so you should be able to get that done. You do need to win 2 games. You can see I played multiplayer, but I didn't get many wins, so still got some work to do in the park, but that's just fine. With that, get your exhibitions done. I already went ahead and did all mine today, so I'm ahead of the curve already. But yes, have your daily routine of daily challenges and exhibitions. Season 3 tab, nothing new. We are about 5 days now till Season 4. So if you're still chasing a mode completion piece in one of these two, I personally don't recommend it. These are some of the longest grinds in a way to get that mode completion. But if you are, keep working through it. You have about 5 days. Same with these spotlights. They will end at the end of the season. This timer here is essentially the season timer, so you can know exactly how much time is left in the season. Try to get as much as you can of this done because some of this stuff is really worth it, even just these extra cards. But of course, the Hall of Fame badge we definitely want. Nothing new in weekly challenges. Not really expecting anything probably till Season 4, but who knows, maybe they surprise us with a quick one on Monday or Tuesday. I wouldn't expect it. This signature challenge will go away at the end of the season, so if you want that free Hall of Fame badge, and I recommend you do, try to prioritize that in the next few days. For the Winter Festival, we got a new challenge. It's just for a diamond, but it's pretty much the same as yesterday. It's a really easy one. So all you need to do is get 16 assists with De'Aaron Fox over multiple games, plus the points, rebounds, assists over multiple games, and then 3 wins with 3 or more Spurs players. Depending where you are with yesterday's, you could definitely go hand in hand. I'm still getting a few Durant stats, so all of those are going to come from Fox assists. Once I get Durant stats done, then I'll start stacking more and more Fox stats. You can do this in really any mode. I'm getting most of them done in Breakout, and you can always add extra players to the bench. Like if you're doing a full lineup in Breakout, just stack the bench with Rockets players and then whatever other team you may need on it. But prioritize the pink diamonds, prioritize the easy diamonds. As we mentioned, these spotlights, we mentioned this yesterday, some of these are pretty long. This New Year's resolution mini spotlight is pretty long just for a diamond piece. There's another spotlight that's actually pretty long, and it's again just for a diamond piece. If you can get it done, great, but there's definitely some challenges that are worth a little bit more than others, not just for the reward, but for the effort it takes for the reward. So be strategic. If you can get them all done, that's always great. You can definitely stack quite a few, but it really depends like what you're going after in the exchange. If you already feel like you got most of the things you want, you don't feel like you have to do these. For me, I'm kind of chasing a Galaxy Opal right now. We'll see if I can get there. So I'm going to stay on top of those challenges and see what we can get. As far as some season grinds, again, 5 days towards the end of the season. I am 1 win away from All-Star Team Up. We were playing it on stream last night. We almost got that final win. We ended up losing that last game. It was a very close, sweaty game. So I'm 1 win away from All-Star Team Up. That's great. Whether you're doing it in Park or Showdown or Breakout, just keep an eye on that timer. Of course, we did mention the Triple Threat Park today. It is Sunday. Every Sunday when there's a festival, they usually give you the top piece for a 5-game win streak. It's a bit sweatier on Sunday, but very doable. I recommend you jump in there either with some friends and try to find a court that you can play on, or just by yourself and see if you can get a streak going. But again, if you don't get it, it's okay, but it is worth the effort if you have the time today. So stay on top of your season grind, and if you're already grinding Park, today's a perfect day to do it. We did play King of the Court yesterday. It was overall a very good experience. We just went 2-1. And that's what we've kind of talked about on this channel. You can get comfortably into Tier 3, essentially with 1 win. I had 1 win, or 2 wins actually, and they were both quits, but one of the quits I was up by like 20 already, so I got a ton of points for essentially 1 quarter of play. That's that game where I got 2,300 points. The second game he quit a little earlier, and it was only like 12-4. I wasn't really up a ton, but he was just over it, so I was able to get 1,200. And then the third game was the hardest game, and it was the sweatiest game, and I played the whole thing, and I was down early. made a big comeback. But either way, whether you lose by 1 or a million, you get 750 points. But at this point, I have 4,300 points pretty comfortably into tier 3. I could see that trickling up to maybe 3,300, 3,400 at the most. Plenty of room. If you're making that push to tier 2, it's a huge jump. So be strategic. Tier 3 could be really, really easy for some people. Like, I mean, for me in particular, I kind of backed into tier 3. Wasn't super hard. Tier 4 is guaranteed if you just play 3 games. Because even if you go 0-3, you can guarantee yourself tier 4. Maybe worth it just in hopes you get a win along the way and bump yourself into tier 3. Really, it's up to you how you prioritize your time. I was happy to get it done yesterday, and so when I do play today, I'm going to try in the park, and again, if I don't get it, we will move on, but I'm at least, got a little time to try for the park. So lots of good stuff to play today, not a ton of crazy new challenges, but again, there's so much in Winter Festival and any other weekly challenges you're trying to get done, and if you combine that with domination, you should have something to grind. And if you're just kind of thinking like, hey, the season's kind of wrapping up and I've got most of the things I want, try a new mode. If you haven't tried Showdown yet, build out a Showdown lineup and just play for fun. Don't chase a ton of rewards. Or I would recommend hopping into Domination, and even if you don't think you can finish it, you can do what I'm doing. Like now I'm slowly working my way through this one. This is that tough one that needs 10 players from specific teams. Like when I play the Sixers, I'm going to need 10 Raptors. And for a long time, I just didn't have the players to have 10 from each team. But pretty much now I do. And I'm not saying it's worth it to go chase down Robert Horry. Like I probably won't even use that card. But the extra rewards, every division you clear out, it's 10,000 MT, plus you get deluxe badge packs. It can be slowly worth it if you're stacking other things or if you're just looking for something to grind. Domination's actually kind of fun because you get to use your full lineup. You throw on the Big D Guru podcast in the background, you just chill out. That can definitely be a vibe. Or go the other direction and be like, you know what, I got a little extra time. Let's get sweaty over the next few days. Rank up my skills, because at the end of the day, you can build a really good lineup. But the sweatiest game last night was against a complete budget squad. This dude did not have a better team than me, but he was just a better player, at least for that game. I mean, he was using a lot of diamonds. He did have Diamond Dyson Daniel, who's obviously a great card, but he was using Koulibaly and some other budget cards, and he just used them well. So end of the day, yeah, we want to put together a really good lineup, but we do got to be confident just hopping into the game, playing online. And the best way to do that is just get in there and mix it up. So if you got a little extra time or just, like, hey, what do I grind? Check out Showdown or check out Salary Cap. And I'm hoping Salary Cap becomes a bigger theme of this channel. It really just depends on the rewards. This season, I didn't think they were worth it. Like, I'm not grinding for a Season 3 option pack. They gave these out like candy in so many other modes. I pretty much have every Season 3 diamond already, and I haven't played one game of Salary Cap. Or I played a couple, but I've never got the Season 3 option pack from Salary Cap. So the point is, this season was not really worth the squeeze. The juice was not worth the squeeze in general. And so a lot of people didn't play Salary Cap this season. We'll see how 2K adjusts. In years past, not really this year, in years past, they put some top rewards in Salary Cap. Top meta players. There was one year where you had to get the 2,500 points for the whole season. Essentially, it's a 2-week cycle in Salary Cap, and every 2 weeks you had to get to 2,500 points, and it was for an exchange shard. And if you got the 3 shards, you got a Dark Matter Dikembe Mutombo that was absolutely broken. That was just 2 years ago, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe it was even last year. I think it was 2 years ago. The point is, they have put elite rewards in Salary Cap before. This season was not that season, but they could change it. So if you're bored, come in here and build a Salary Cap lineup. This is the rough skeleton for mine. It's gonna evolve, but I have some crazy good amethysts and like cheap diamonds. This Trevor Ariza, he was 2,500 last night. His salary actually just went up overnight, it looks like. But some of these diamonds are actually pretty cheap on salary. You can get some really fun diamonds. Like some of these guys are 2,000 to 5,000 or 2,500. It's probably like a WNBA. That's a Billy Cunningham. He's actually not a bad card at 2,000 salary. So you can absolutely build out some really fun lineups, let alone these amethysts like Khalil Ware. We see people running him on his main lineup. This is an absolute budget beast. I haven't even added badges or a shoe to him. I'm already having the gears clicking on what a really good Salary Cap team may look like. So that's kind of coming down the road, crossing our fingers for something cool in Season 4. And that's going to be kind of a theme really for the next few days until Friday. We do need to start thinking about the fact that Season 4 is coming. This game is very cyclical. We have our daily cycle, which is really like daily challenges, exhibitions, and chipping away at our weekly and season challenges. Then we have the weekly cycle, which is these season 3 challenges and the festivals and the weekly challenges. But then we have the season cycle, which goes every 6 weeks. This channel was kind of born mid season 3 and even kind of while it was wrapping up. So this will be the first time the channel's been active at the beginning of a season, which is a really fun time. But for now, we're just winding season 3 down. And I think there is kind of a strategy behind it. It's kind of tie up everything, get as much done as you can, and stack your resources because a new season brings so many new things. And the good news is we are in the heart of the MyTEAM cycle. I really do think this game really picks up. Season 1, 2, and 3 are fun. Towards the end of season 3 into 4, 5, 6, even season 7 is really the peak. Season 8 and 9 is kind of a wind down. So we're in the best part of the game right now for the next few months. It's going to be really fun. And especially if your account's in a good spot, the next few months are really going to be just a good way to play a basketball game in a fun card collecting mode. So I am excited about that. Let's hop into the exchange. Winter Festival is live and well. We got about 5 days left. They're giving us mostly diamond pieces. I'm hoping we get a pink diamond or Galaxy Opal challenge. Where I'm at right now, I actually, even after getting Ray and getting Jabari, I am now sitting on one Galaxy Opal piece. And I have pretty much enough pink diamonds because there's 2 challenges I'm going to get done that will give me diamond pieces. So I can pretty much get another Galaxy Opal because I can turn these diamonds into a pink diamond. And then that will give me 3 pink diamonds for a Galaxy Opal. So I have 2 Galaxy Opal pieces right now. Depending how part goes and depending how challenges go, there is a world where I could potentially get up to 5 Galaxy Opal pieces and snag one of these. That would be amazing considering I got Ray, Jabari, and one of these Galaxy Opals. It also may not be realistic. We have to be realistic as well on this channel. So if I'm not able to get one of these guys, this festival is still a huge success. I'll probably grab this dynamic duo, and I have heard good things about it, and I'll really grab it for salary cap. This could be a dominant duo in salary cap. I think their salaries will be quite low. Even bringing these guys off the bench could be amazing. So that's going to be a nice consolation if I swing and miss and don't get Evan Mobley and or if I don't get Mobley or Barnes, I will just take this duo. And either way, I should still have a lot of leftover pieces to come shopping and get some of these lower end things. So at this point, I've kind of mapped it out and I'm like, you know what? It's still very worth me to do the challenges because I might be able to sneak up and get one of these guys. If it's Wednesday, Thursday, and I realize, hey, they're not releasing as much pieces as I was hoping, maybe I won't get these guys. I'll come here and I'll just start buying all the other stuff. So try to map it out. There is a little uncertainty of what 2K will give us, but we know the Dark Matter piece is here today in Park. And then we know we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 more days of challenges. Try to map it out, get what you can. I think we have a pretty good idea of what's actually worth it in here. We've pretty much stopped talking about these 2 guys. They're just not realistic or are worth the value in my opinion. Even the legend badge is a little bit expensive. So my advice has always been get at least one of the 4 between Mobley, Barnes, Ray, and Jabari, ideally 2. And if you really were strategic, maybe 3. And that's with not opening any packs. If some people did open packs, you should probably be able to get 3 of those guys pretty easy. And then from there, just have fun and use your pieces for whatever you really want. But definitely recommend getting Koulibaly, Kamara, and probably these Amethyst. I'm not too familiar on this Isaiah Joe. I'm sure he's pretty good. I'll probably end up snagging him as well. So 5 days on the exchange. Keep working that. I'm sure you guys have quite a bit of pieces and have already made some purchases, which is great. Let's just dive right into the auction house. We have a lot of great things going on here. So first off, the new set Jumpstart, it has settled in. Some of the prices are starting to be a bit more consistent. Of course, these Dark Matters are incredibly rare. We're seeing Kawhi and probably upwards of 2, 3, maybe 4 million. Not too worried about that. I'm a little surprised at this Galaxy Opal Larry Bird. He really seems to be ending closer to 500. I thought this card would be closer to 1 million. When he first came out, he was kind of ending around there. So this could be a really good value card. I'm definitely keeping an eye on this card. I was super impressed by his stats. Has anyone used him? Drop a comment down below if you've used him. I played against him in All-Star Team Up, and he seemed to do really well. Just a little curious why he's not a bit more expensive, probably just due to the fact there's a ton of good small forwards out right now, and he really can't play power forward at 6'9". I think he's just too small. So this could, be a potential buy for this channel at some point. We will monitor that price, but I still think it's a little too early to be confidently, buying and trying to flip these cards. Unless you're working in the collection itself, I would just come in here, and if there's cards you're eyeing, click on the individual card, and some of them, do have potential for snipes and bids. This Nas, he's pretty much settled right around 25, and I think he'll kind of rest there, maybe trickle down a little bit, but he's going to be in demand. He's a good big that can shoot. So if you can get him in the teens, either on a bid or a quick snipe, I think you'll guaranteed make profit. Whether he rises when he leaves packs, we'll have to see. It's really the meta diamonds that are going to rise once they leave packs. And going just a set behind, there's some great opportunities to move and groove in here. This Jalen Williams has randomly become really rare. We have people on the channel get him around 60K. There's actually like none on buyout. People are putting him on bid. There's one at 83 that could be borderline considered a snipe. A little high for my blood. I do see some more and more bids being put up, but this is very interesting. I mean, I saw him on buy now for like 45, 50 just a couple days ago. So it just shows, if you can tap in, focus on good cards and scarcity, some interesting things can happen even just on a few day cycle with some of these cards. So just keep an eye on past sets. We do it every day. Have a few cards that you're interested in, that you're just monitoring. Buzelis has been on my list for a while. He's still right around that 50K. So any card I can come in here, make an educated bid. He's kind of dipped down a little closer to 45, so maybe I'll just go up to 38. I didn't quite win that one. That's about my profit area, so I won't bid again. But have your list of a few cards, and there's really a lot. Like I was going through the collections, and I'm like, man, you can even go kind of far back and find some pretty good cards that are still being traded at a bit of a premium. Even back in this bounce set, what card was I looking at? It's actually Roy Hibbert, and I'm like, who's using this card? He's really not a very meta card, but there's only 4, and so like his price is consistently at about 30. So if you can get one, towards 20 or the teens, that could be a good buy for sure. Cards like Deontay Murray, people like using this card. He's not necessarily a tier 1 point guard, but he's definitely, at least in the semi-higher tier. So he's a tier 2 or tier 3. You can see his price is holding a bit of a premium. So if you can come in here, I mean, I think his bottom's closer to like 50-ish, but a good example, not a ton of them up. If you could find one on bid, you could definitely make some MT on that. And there's a few other cards, like even this chill set, this Yao Ming is incredibly rare. So if you get one at the right time, maybe bid on something like that. There's only 3 up. You got to assume if you put it on 100K buy now, it probably gets sold. So anything around 80 or less is definitely profit. We know this Dylan Harper card is really meta. I'm trying to time if I'm going to sell mine eventually, and that goes back to what we talked about with season 4 coming. It's not a bad time to sell big assets. People always do that like Wednesday and Thursday right before season 4. So today's Sunday. Now we're already ahead of the curve. If you are holding on to something that you're thinking of selling before season 4, I would do it today or tomorrow. And I actually did do that. My Magic Johnson is up for auction. I really like that card. He's got 22 Hoffs, 3 Legends. I might even lose MT on him, but I'm just at the point where I really do like having almost all rewards cards. I have one auctionable card at this point, and it was a Dylan Harper that is extremely extra badged, and I got him for 100K exactly. And when you look at the market, there's pretty much no Dylan Harpers on buy now. So hopefully he's actually held his value a little bit. But he is a diamond, as time goes on, less and less diamonds are really going to be sitting well over 100K. Of course, Dyson Daniels just came out, who is well over 100K. But that almost hurts Dylan Harper because they're both diamond point guards. So it's something for me to factor in. I'm not holding a huge asset, but for sure, I do expect the market to shift a little bit, especially on the high end as the next season comes. So keep that in mind. The strategy we're talking about, where we're really looking through collections, it's a great kind of 24-hour to 48-hour sell cycle. Like buy the card, pretty much relist it. If you're thinking of buying and holding, you might want to have a slightly different strategy with the type of card you're buying. Like I'm not going to buy a Buzelis and hold on to it for a month in hopes of him going up. If I buy Buzelis, I'm selling him that day. The type of cards that I will hold will be something like a dynamic duo. I do think all the dynamic duo cards that we recently got, Fears, Queen, and Kenny Smith, these type of cards can hold their value and even go up long term just due to scarcity. I bought a ton of Kenny Smiths, all between 10 and 20K, and now his scarcity has gone right back up. So it's so interesting because there was a time over the last 24 hours where I was seeing so many Kenny Smiths and I just couldn't help myself. And I was almost worried. I'm like, am I overbuying this guy? But he's gotten really rare again. And now I'm selling him in the 30s. Like there's one up for 26, but I'm expecting that to be bought pretty quick. And after that, there'll just be one up for 40, plus all the ones I have, which are all listed around 30. And keep in mind, even a little bit below 40. And then one I put a little high just to kind of make the ones below him seem like a good deal. I'm not expecting this 45 to sell, but I am hoping that 45 kind of promotes people to buy the 39 and 37. I don't know. That could be a big brain move, or that could just be something in my head that I think works. But I'm at least using that strategy. And I've sold a lot of these Kennys. I had like 7 or 8, and I sold 3 or 4 this morning. I still have like 3 or 4, but I'm really happy they're starting to move because I bought like 8 in between 10 and 15K, and now I'm making almost double profit on them, which is great. And I'm just keeping that strategy with the dynamic duos of Fears and Queen. And so essentially my auctions, I got 60 cards in my auctions right now, only 21 for sale, which are pretty much all duos and some other random things. And then Cockbrenner and Klingon, which we'll talk about. But other than that, it's just all wild gems, and I'm just heavily invested, and they're kind of taken up by my auction space. So I'm really hoping some exchanges come. But yes, if you're doing day flips, find the meta cards in the collection. That's the strategy that I like to use. If you're doing a long-term hold, the card should have a reason to go up. It's either got to be a dynamic duo that can be used later on, maybe a super budget amethyst, or just a really rare card. You know, certain pink diamonds are certain really rare, and you could think the scarcity is gonna, go up over time. But even then, overall, cards kind of trickle down unless they have a reason not to. One thing we'll talk about, let's just talk about the most recent set, 'Tis the Season. And if you were able to grab some Cockbrenners, you should be in a really good spot. I was saying, hey, this Cockbrenner is just too cheap. We saw him being listed at like 35, 37, and it's just how the cycle goes. When a new set drops, the amethysts are like 10 to 15K day one. By day 6 or 7, they go all the way down to like 4K. And then when they leave packs, if they're actually good, like Cockbrenner is, he's arguably one of the best amethysts in the game. He is now up to closer to 7K. So if you were buying these guys at like 3 to 4K, you've essentially come very close to doubling your money. You can see all of these have been listed in literally the last 20 minutes. The one that hasn't sold yet is at 69, but we don't have any Cockbrenners expiring that are below 7K. So that believes me to say he's probably selling between 6 and 7 pretty easily. So if you bought between 3 and 4, you're doubling or at least close to doubling your money. Feel free to sell now, take your profit. That's what I'm doing with most of my Cockbrenners. Of course, I'm saving one because I'll be using him. But there's a chance this card even goes up a little higher. He's still really fresh out of packs, and hypothetically, his scarcity should he's not going to be re-released, and maybe sometimes they re-release cards later on, and there might be super packs Tuesday, but even then, I think his price will stay steady and potentially go up in a month or so, just depending on how salary cap rolls out. Like, look, if they make salary cap rewards really good, everyone's going to be building out a salary cap team, and everyone's going to want this card. And keep in mind, new players join every month. So yeah, we had a big wave of Christmas players, but a month from now, a bunch of new players are going to start the game too. They'll probably put it on sale or something like that. The NBA playoffs will start eventually. That gets another bump of people playing. And they weren't around when Cockbrenner was 3, 4K. So those people are going to be willing to pay a little more. So this is the type of card that could go up just because he is a really top level amethyst. And when we look at the new set, I think there's some potential in these amethysts to be like another Cockbrenner, but honestly, Cockbrenner's better than Garza. So I don't think he will just do the same thing. I think Cockbrenner's better than Cornet too. Actually, the one amethyst I'm kind of eyeing out of this set would maybe be this Taylor Hendricks. And like I said, yesterday or on Friday, these prices were like 15K. He's already down closer to 9. We'll keep monitoring his price. I expect him to be much closer to like 6. There's one for 7.5 that's not even selling. I think we could start getting him in the same price range as Cockbrenner, even from 2 to 4K, and then we wait a few weeks, and then we sell him for 6 to 7K. Your strategy can be as simple as that when it comes to flips. You know, as much fun as we have looking for these a little bit higher price meta cards, if you can just hone in on 1 or 2 good meta cards from the new set, be patient, look for their absolute bottom price while they're still in packs, wait a week or two, their price should go up. That is a pretty tried and true, just scarcity type, you know, supply and demand, pretty simple flipping method that y'all can implement. So keep that in mind. As we say every day, this auction house is a world of its own. There's so many different types of MyTEAM players. We have our online sweats, we have our offline grinders, and we have to have, you know, our auction house heroes. Maybe that would be the term for them. Just guys that are really good in the auction house. I classify myself as a bit of a hybrid. I think I do a little bit of everything. I do like getting online and getting sweaty, but for sure, man, I mean, you can see my challenges. I'm an offline grinder, tried and true. I get these challenges done. But then for sure, I like to spend a good amount of time in the auction house. So I wouldn't classify myself as a specialist in any of them, more of a jack of all trades. And what's cool is each individual gets to have their own identity in this game. You can be, you know, 100% of a sweat, or you can just do a hybrid mindset like me, but maybe kind of parcel it out a little bit different. But that's the whole point of this mode. You can kind of move and groove any way you want. With that said, it's a Sunday. Have fun, get some challenges done. If you want to get sweaty, get in the park and try to get that piece if it's going to make sense for you in the exchange. If you're good on the exchange and you don't feel like sweating, like there's no reason to get in the park and try to fight for a 5-game win streak unless that's fun for you. But if you are grinding that exchange, then yes, today's a great day to take advantage. The park video is live on my channel. I think it's from last week, but it still holds very true. You could use that exact lineup by using that video of just strategies to take on to park when you come in and play, and ways to kind of help you win. So appreciate all the support. We were live last night. It went really well. W's in the chat. Was able to play with a couple fans. Shout out Dalton fans, a couple viewers, I should say. Shout out Dalton. He played great. We were hooping an all-star team up. We got 4 wins together. That was a lot of fun. And I really appreciate the support, guys. The channel is still growing. We're in 2026. We're going to try to keep it going. So let me know what you're all grinding on down below. Give me any tips and tricks. I'm learning too. Some of you guys are giving me great advice in the comments, and then I'm just going to turn around and share it to y'all. And we said it last night in the live stream, like 2K's a community. We're all playing the same game. We're essentially all in the same team. So let's work together. Let's help each other out. And if we use, you know, my videos and my comments on my videos as one of the channels to do that, that's a great thing. With that, much love. I hope you all are doing well. Peace.